Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. Three Bold Takes. I'm Freddie, and I'm joined by Quinn and Chase here. As you can see, we're doing more college football picks week 6 this time. We have about 6 games that we're going to pick. Real quick, our updated records so far through week 5. Coming in the rear here, we have Quinn at 10 and 11. Not ideal. Then you got me coming in right in the middle here at 12 and 9, which is not ideal. But Chase, look at him, 15 and 6 on the year. We wanted to update you guys on how we're doing because we are getting flamed in the comment section. So hopefully we can turn this around and make you guys look bad. All right, guys, now we're on to our 6:30 nightcap for us and our week 6 picks. We have number 10, Notre Dame, traveling to number 25, Louisville. Notre Dame's a 7-point favorite in the game. And on top of that, the ESPN predictor has Notre Dame winning with a 70% chance compared to Louisville's 30. Chase, do you see an upset on the horizon for Notre Dame?
Man, Quinn, you're gonna have to help me out a little bit here, but you got to remember who took the reins over at Louisville this offseason. The head coach from Purdue. I forget the name at the moment. Quinn, can you give me the name?
Jeff Brom, I do believe.
Jeff Brom. Purdue, let's not forget, is known for their upsets. And Notre Dame's coming into this one at a night game. Louisville's undefeated. I just don't see it. Notre Dame played a really close game this past week with Duke, and we haven't really discussed that game much either. And I would love to hear what y'all have to say about if Duke's good or if maybe Notre Dame had a letdown after that Ohio State loss and they barely got away with that one. But I'm not really sure because I didn't get to watch that game fully. But I believe in Sam Hartman. I believe in this Notre Dame team. I think they are still a very, very good team. They still have a shot, an outside shot to make the playoffs. They're still in the top 10. And this Louisville team is a good team. Again, they're undefeated. They've played some decent teams. I think they just got into ACC play a little bit with NC State, barely beat them. But you can't take an undefeated on the road game at an ACC team lightly. So again, I want to hear about what y'all had to say about Notre Dame Duke, but I got Notre Dame winning this game. I'm not going to say comfortably, but I'm going to do where they seem like they're in the driver's seat the full game, maybe like a 24-10 kind of a deal, something like that, where it was close, but not close enough. Right, Quinn?
I'll say this. I think when you talk about the Notre Dame Duke, I think it was a bit of both. I think there was a little bit of you just got done with what was an extremely emotional game against Ohio State. I know a lot of people hyperfixate on the 10 players on the field that gave up the run. That's really not the play I think lost in the game. I think playing super conservative zone coverage at the 22, bringing a 3-man rush, and then allowing Ohio State to make a play on a stop on a go route to get them inside the 2-yard line is what lost you the game. That being said, I also think Duke is a upset caliber team in a similar vein to what I think Louisville is. I think both Duke and Louisville, they weren't Clemson, Florida State, North Carolina preseason, and they weren't being hyped like Miami was. But they were both these teams that you look at them and you go, these guys could have a scrappy roster that could cause people problems, especially if they get them at home. So in the fact that Louisville has a weak schedule this year, they still have Miami, they still have Duke, they have this game with Notre Dame, but they don't necessarily have to play the toughest competition in the ACC this season. I think this could be a slip-up game. For people who give Notre Dame a hard time by how they don't schedule nobody, this is 3 straight weeks of playing ranked opponents on the road, back to back to back. That is hard to do. And I still think they get it done. I have more faith. I'm like you, Chase. I have a lot of faith in Sam Hartman. I think he's good. I think he had a let-up game with Duke. I also think Duke's better than Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
I think they come into this game a little bit more focused than they were the week before. You just had a scare against a team you feel like you should dominate, following a close loss to a team that you viewed on par with yourself. This is a team you feel you're better than. You come in, you establish the game, and I think it could be close for a while, but I do think Notre Dame pulls away. I got them by about 8 or 9 points.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that Duke is a great team with Riley Leonard at the helm. I haven't heard a status on him. I know he did get hurt at the end of the Notre Dame game. Some rumors were circling around when it happened that it looked like he broke his ankle. I hope that's not the case for Duke and for him, obviously, because I enjoy watching him play. He's gritty. He's not a flashy quarterback, but if you need 5 yards for a first down, he's going to get you 6. That's just how he is. So I do think that Duke is a very good football team, and I think that was a great win for Notre Dame. Going to Duke, game day was there. I mean, there's all these things around the game. So I think that Notre Dame is a great football team, and I think Duke is a very good football team. But with that being said, I think Duke is by far better than Louisville. Not only is it 3 ranked games in a row, 2 of them are on the road in back-to-back weeks. Going on the road in back-to-back weeks is hard in and of itself. Doesn't matter who you play. But I do think that Notre Dame gets it done here. I think they cover the 7-point spread as well. Sam Hartman, he's looked – there's been flashes of greatness from him this year. But overall, he's not the same player that he was, a year ago or even the year before, to me anyway. And it could just be the scheme around him. I mean, Notre Dame just plays a different kind of ball. But with that being said, I still think that Notre Dame wins this game and covers the spread. And I think at the end of the day, it'll be like a 14-point win.
Do you think there's a possibility that really these last 2 weeks, I mean, Ohio State's defense has been good pretty much all year. And Duke their defense is kind of what helped them upset Clemson. Do you think it may be Sam Hartman's struggles these last 2 weeks just been playing good defenses and they get back to what they were pre-Ohio State offensively in this game with Louisville? I don't necessarily think they did a good job holding NC State down, but NC State's not an offensive team. I think there's a chance you could see Sam Hartman return to. I picked the reluctant 9 points. Put it this way, I think it's more likely Notre Dame comes in and just wipes the floor with Louisville than it is Louisville upsets Notre Dame.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely think the defenses have something to do with it as well. But again, I just don't see him running the same kind of plays that he's used to, really. It's not a lot of slinging it downfield type of plays that, honestly, he's very good at. So I think that has something to do with it as well. Not to say he's not playing good this year. It's just a different version of him than we're used to. Thanks so much for watching. It's been 3 bold takes. This has been our Week 6 predictions. We've done a plethora of these so far this week. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. We've got a lot of comments recently, and we're loving all the ones that's been coming our way. You guys have been showing some great love and hate, but we're here for it. So for the guys over at 3 Bold Takes, I'm joined by Quinn, Chase, I'm Freddie, and we're out. We'll see you next week.